Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of Cyber Slayer. So this is the first recording of Cyber Slayer on the new channel, so welcome! I actually can finally, from this episode onwards, go to like live discussion with all of you in the comments, so yeah, I will appreciate any comments and thoughts on the series, on the channel, and on everything that's like happening. So yeah, anyway, let's just go to the episode. Let's going to see what's going to happen, because Tao Luo been chasing NG, and yeah, how this will end, we'll see, and what will happen to Ruili after she get transferred the Petrushka mine, because I assume that's going to happen, because that's the game is all about. And also, I'm apparently not ready for the plot twist that's going to happen. I wonder, we'll see. Maybe I'm ready, maybe I'm not. I saw a lot of like, in general, in visual novel plot twists that are like weird or horrifying or sad. So I wonder how the Cyber Slayer will surprise me. I gave my thoughts about like the most terrifying outcome that could be here in one of the previous episodes. What could happen to Giant Ruili, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the game will do. So let's just do it and let's go. The embattled Cao Luo struggles to suppress the anxiety burning his chest. He is at too great disadvantage against this combat Gynoid, having no choice but to focus solely on defense. With Cao Luo unable to close the distance to NG Jaguar, the battle is a stalemate, and it will only get worse for him if it drags out. Yeah, because he's not augmented, he's just a human, so his stamina is going to go down. He's currently hanging by his left hand of the side of the Gili-1, using its bulk to hide from the giant guns. Petrushka is probably perched on the SV somewhere on the other side, scanning for the hit signature, or perhaps using her insane mobility to flank him. As Tao Luo tries to discern his foe's next move, a storm of maniacal laughter bursts without warning from the van's side mounted speakers. To his shock, he clearly recognized the voice of the NG Wingxing. Okay. I wonder how loud is this? Like, can like people around in like some proximity in Shanghai, on like, I don't know, down below, or someone have like open window maybe, can hear this? Like, this is like an announcement, hey, you know, Tao Luo is in the city. Something that Liu didn't want to do. But he's like announcing that. I wonder if like anyone can hear this. Or this is just for Tao Luo to hear. Whoa! Okay, that just flipped. Before he figured out what NG word means, his giggly suddenly spins into the insane barrel roll. Well, this is bad. Tao Luo barely avoids getting flanked off by jumping to a neighbor SV. But this time, the track online overturns to ram him at high speed. Okay. Okay, that movement was ridiculous. Yeah, you can see this in the older game. But the CG after the weird movement is fine. After spraying into the air and below him, the SV collide in a tremendous explosion. Okay. The all-consuming poison has returned to his roots as a master hacker and brought those skills to bear. Seizing control of the Skyway autopilot system itself to bring Tao Luo crashing from the sky. Each and every SV upon which he lands tries to shake him like the wild horse its rider, or otherwise ram the nearest object in an attempt to take him with it. Okay. That's a lot of like public damage here. Because it can crash on buildings basically, right? So yeah, the people are dying. Now Tao Luo is unable to stand still for a single second, with no choice but to keep jumping from SV to SV. Where's Petrushka? Taoluo's only salvation is that there's a limit to how many SVs NG can control simultaneously, and that he lacks the battle sense that would allow him to predict Taoluo moves. If you could disrupt the next landing point maneuver in advance, Taoluo would have plummed to his death already. It's time for the decisive action. Before he can put an end to the NG, he has to do something about Petrushka, yeah. Jump onto the one where she is standing on, I guess. Vaulting in the air, Taoluo scans the area and quickly finds Petrushka on the roof of the SV below him. He puts his whole body into the next jump and makes it. There he goes! Landing in Xibu atop the SV, he takes a fraction of a second to channel his chi. Then, before NG can interfere with his vehicle flight, he leaps towards and space between the giant's head. Now that it's come to this, he has no choice. He's reluctant to inflict unnecessary pain upon her, but if he can at least take her head in one strike, yeah, that's what I said, like, she is like in unimaginable pain right now. And yeah, if possible, just like cut off her head. It's like... Oh no! We actually got this. Oh. Okay. So by the way, Petrushka looks like a character that could have like different CG in like 18 plus version, because we see like a bit, but I have a feeling like she have like different CG in original game. But just as Taoluo lashes out from the midair, Petrushka herself thrusts her own wailing head into the path of his blade like a shield. Wow! The AI that's like using like her body is extremely smart. It knows that Taoluo do not want to destroy the head, and it's using the head as the shield. What the... What is that? Wow. At this rate, he will cleave her skull in two. Never mind, on her head. Hesitation slows his blade and Petrushka beats it aside with sickle. The dull head, with its organic memory, is the one part that Taoluo possibly cannot attack. The combat AI has been programmed to wield it as ultimate defensive measure. Wow. Okay. This is more difficult than I thought it's going to be. Taoluo lands on the roof with his back to Petrushka, without turning to face the doll as it wheels around to attack him. He then leaps the roof of the car in the next line. Petrushka gun struck him, seeking to prevent his escape. But at the moment of his jump, he unleashed the Thunderburst technique of electromagnetic discharge. Although the MP is not powerful enough to fry giant shield nerve circuits, it's sufficient to disable the SV beneath her. Oh, okay. I was like for a second like, wouldn't that like fry like really memory? But yeah, that makes sense, okay. The sudden loss of balance throws off Petrushka's aim, allowing Taoluo to escape her line of fire. The doll immediately makes her own leap to avoid sharing the crushing SV's fate, but her landing point ends up being a vehicle far below. Having completed his own jump safely, Taoluo has finally put a good amount of altitude between them. He should have a brief interval before the giant re-engages. And in a stroke of good fortune, the Aston Martin coupe Taoluo jumps to next turns out to have a shattered windshield. Oh, so he can go inside without like alarming any like AI systems that there's a breach. It must have been struck by one of the Petrushka's stray rounds. The pilot inside is dead. Normally an SV that encountered trouble on the skyway would be forced to make the emergency landing. The piece that NG hijacking of the control system has been disabled. The safety protocols, okay, or that. Okay, makes sense. But Taoluo I'm not sure if that's the case, but if you go there, then you are trapped, right? Like, you cannot, like, move freely when you are inside the SV, and they are clearly in control of the NG, so you can just, like, get, like, slammed into the building the second you go in. You cannot jump off in this situation. I don't know if this is the best idea, you know? Making a snap decision, Taoluo slides in under the broken windshield and house himself in the seat. I don't know if that's the best idea. Unless somehow he can, like, override the control with the manual driving or something. Ninja is perfectly aware. Of course, Taoluo has some unfathomable reason chosen to enter an SV. Yeah, that's what I said. With every SVE in the Skyway under NG control, entering one of them is nothing less but the suicide. Exactly, that's what I thought. So what the hell, Taoluo? He may not be able to shake Taoluo off, but he can just send the Aston Martin straight in the wall of building or something. Exactly. So what's the point here? But when he tries to take the control of the Kong SV, he finds that the cope is rejecting all commands from the traffic computer. Okay, why is that? What Taoluo did? Of all tricks Taoluo could pull, he's put a protect on his SV controls. It's not even an intercept canceller, which would block the guidance signals themselves, but a simple firewall set up between his car and the control center. Okay. That was fast. No better than child's play, okay. It just give him, like, I guess, like, few seconds. But what's, like, it's going to do? Really? What's these few seconds gives him? There's nothing to it. All NG has to do is to break the wall to regain control. Against someone with his experience, Taoluo's last resort is foolish as to invite pity. Okay. As he calmly searches for his anti-protect roads, NG patches into the Aston Martin speakers and treats Kong to his mocking laughter. Now flying under manual control, Kong responds calmly to the NG tones, as though he has no idea the fate that awaits him. Seems like it, yeah. I mean, being the president of the company is easier, I guess, than being the terrorist. You are not a target. Well, he's a target now, but yeah. You know. Yeah. Okay, the control column Taoluo hand suddenly goes slack as the SV stops responding to his input. The vehicle is once again under the command of the NG traffic control system. Okay, that was fast. Why? What's happening? Taoluo chuckles coldly, rather fearless for a man on his way to the early end. What?
Huh?
At first NG is confused by Kong's words, but then he finally realized that something's wrong. Okay. His consciousness is spread through the system and now is freezing cold. It's encroaching upon it like the tentacles of ice. A fake wall? How could he have missed that? The code that NG cracked through should have been protection routine, but now it has reconstituted in a different form within his system. A structure similar to him. It's none other than his own all-consuming poison. Oh! So Taoluo used the poison to fight the poison, basically? He's going to fry NG with his own weapon? Wow. Okay. Using the encrypt code, but only he knows. NG orders the worm to cease functioning, but the command is rejected. Okay, this is different. This worm got somehow reconstructed into not recognizing NG. That's who did this? This is an NG original program. Some third party has modified it. Yeah, exactly. So this is the second chip, right? That we got like before going to this place. The guy that Tauluo killed. He probably made this, right? He managed to extract the worm and to recreate this. Okay. Well, by NG, dev by hacking. To the hacker. That's... what an irony, huh? And G never imagined that he himself would taste the wrath of his smart worm, the all-consuming poison. He hastily logs out and tries to unplug himself from the Jaguar console. But his arms are frozen solid. Killer worm tentacles have already penetrated deep into his neural net. Yeah. Before he can finish his talent explanation, an emergent pain erupts inside his brain. Ooh. Okay, so that's how it ends. But Petrushka is still functional, right? Petrushka can still attack him. Ooh. Yep, he's frying. As the Aston Martin cruises along on autopilot, now free of danger, Tauro listens dispassionately to the screams pouring from the speakers. Although he was not able to kill his third foe with his own hands, he's willing to settle for this end. He asks Ran for the worm in the off chance that he might have defended against NG cyber attacks, but he certainly did not expect to deal the finishing blow. Tauluo slams back in the coach seat with a sigh, exhausted by the battle different than he has experienced before. I wonder if Petrushka can still fight or her functions also goes down together with the NG. If the NG is dead, can Petrushka still move and attack? Is she like programmed to still going, or she's going to just like, I don't know, just go back to being the Petrushka? Like non-combat form? The choking pain that blooms in his chest is no doubt the result of his second consecutive thunderburst. It would seem that he sacrificed a fair portion of his life this night. Yeah, the life. That's what I'm like worried about. Like, I have a feeling like Taoluo might die after like bringing back Ruili, and she will be like, "Why would you like? I never wanted you to die," you know, and stuff like this. Like some kind of like that ending maybe. Then she will like take her own life because she like never wanted to Taoluo to die. Stuff like this maybe. A light shock runs ominously through the coupe, as though something has struck the bottom of the fuselage. Okay, so Petrushka can still attack. Yeah, okay. Taoluo leaps aside in the blink of an eye, just before sharp sickle stabs through the pilot's seat from below. He had forgotten about the battle giant Petrushka, if only for a moment, but the combat AI inside her never stopped tracking its target. Although he barely avoided being screwed from below, there's nowhere to run inside the cramped cope. Forced to drive out through the cracked canopy, Taoluo finds himself moments away from rolling off into the abyss. Rising instantly, there is no time to look for a target. He reflexively kicks off the ass inside into the empty air. Nothing but luck can save him now. Fighting against the despair and terror of failing powerless to the void, Taoluo devotes every fiber of his being to finding his next foothold and landing point. NSV catches his outstretched left hand as it darts past overhead. Added to his sideways jumps, this new factor starts him spinning like a top as he is sent flying in the same direction as the car. Oh, that's not fun. Another SV enters the path of his pole. Even if he can't land on this one, he should be able to use it as a springboard. Okay? There's no other hope in sight. Stacking everything in one last burst of Queen Gong, Taoluo kicks off the SV rear fender and prepares his body towards his only chance of survival. The refuge that he had spotted in the last moment of his fall turns out to be an enormous SV container truck. So our last duel will be on like top of the container, basically, on the truck. That's actually a very typical setup for like duels on like streets, if you think about this, in like on like cars. Taoluo strikes the trailer wide roof shoulder first. Able to dampen the impact, his momentum sends him rolling towards the rear of the vehicle. He desperately seizes a protrusion in his left hand, bringing himself to halt at the trailer edge, just before plunging off the roof. Although he manages to escape from the jaws of death, the human body is not actually designed to withstand its own full speed and strength. Negia practitioners are only able to wield the body maximum power by shielding their organs with internal energy and mastering their blood flow through breathing. If one pushes himself to the limit while his breathing and internal energy are disrupted... Ooh! Okay. Taoluo tries to rise to his feet, but his vision suddenly goes dark, as through a blindfold has been drawn over his eyes. Well, shit. This is blackout. The same condition experienced by combat pilots exposed to repeatedly high G maneuverers. The sudden acceleration forces blood towards the feet, depriving the brain of oxygen. Indeed, the stress placed of Taoluo's body by his desperate use of Quinkyong rivaled that of the fighter jet in supersonic flight. And he's doing this like just like without anything. He's just like jumping through like SV to SV. Holy shit, that's fast. With the world gone dark around him, the cold wind blows past is Taoluo's only clue, the position of his body. He's at the edge of the SV, rising through the sky, behind him a sheer drop into 100 meters of empty space. There's nowhere for him to run. A tremor runs through the container's roof. Another uninvited passenger has landed in the front of the vehicle opposite Taoluo. This is going to be Petrushka, right? Yep, there she is! Yep, it can only be Petrushka. Yeah. That looks horrifying. And I bet in the original game we don't have this part of the hair actually in this place. I bet that's the case. Having reached the battle climax, her combat AI chosen the perfect position to make this chance for victory certain. No doubt she intends to finish this with a gunfire at a close range, too close for him to evade. Ooh. Okay, this is terrifying. She looks like oh god damn it, this is like some mutant spider thing, and Taoluo, like, look at his hair, you can see how freaking fast this thing is going. Damn! The commanders face off at the fore and aft of the large SV, separated by the length of its cargo container.